Friends, this movie is called Spectral. It's a science fiction adventure film. In the beginning, we see a soldier named Davis separated from his team in a warlike situation. His team will be late in reaching him, so he goes inside a building on his own. Davis's helmet is equipped with high-tech goggles, which allow him to see paranormal activities beyond humans. He notices dead bodies lying there. After hearing some commotion, he goes further inside. His goggles detect a strange object that is invisible without them. He is about to shoot it, but a gust of wind hits him, and he falls to the ground, dying. In the next scene, we see Dr. Client, who shows his team a device he has created that turns ice into water and water into vapor. This device was originally designed to freeze enemy water supplies. During the discussion, they consider that the device could be tested on humans, but Callie doesn't want such a dangerous experiment to happen in the universe. Dr. Mandla explains that the goggles he created were tested in the Mall Devon's War, where strange activities were spotted. Callie is then called in to decode these occurrences. Callie becomes Moldo and meets General Orlando, who explains the current war situation. Orlando shows a clip from the goggles in which a doctor reports that the client spots the same strange energy. They then go to a friend, Medic, who has the client sign a paper stating that Callie must keep these findings secret. Callie signs the paper. Next, they go to another room where the client is shown footage from Davis's goggles. In the footage, we see a spirit, or something resembling a ghost, attacking Davis. The medic explains that all the bodies they found throughout the city had their internal organs frozen and their screens burned out. There is confusion throughout the entire military. The general and Mandla say that everyone there believes this is Ratara, meaning something like a ghostly spirit. The medic suggests that this could be cloaking technology, with enemies performing these acts using special suits. However, the client believes they cannot create such advanced technology. He says they do not yet have enough solid data to form any theory. He asks, "What plan do you have to obtain solid data?" Actually, the general wants the client to identify the phenomenon and help solve it. Then he shows his advanced camera, which is focused through a glass lens to observe the objects more clearly. He aims to find a solution by moving with the army, taking shots of unknown entities and determining their size. Now we see that the client removes a gun from the top of an army truck and places his camera in its spot. When the army members start mocking him, but then Captain Cabrera arrives and tells them all that the army truck you guys are using was made by this guy Klein, and that all the mechanical equipment you guys are using here was also made by him. In fact, Klein and the captain are very good friends in the company, and now the captain tells them all that you should talk to him nicely. Now we see Cabaret telling everyone that yesterday, one of his teams went on a mission to a place called Durl. No response was received from there, and unknown forces were the reason. Their current mission is to extract everyone from that place and, if necessary, eliminate the unknown threats. A discussion arises because no one knows what they are fighting, so how will they know whom to kill? The client will monitor everyone's helmet cameras, and the medic will also go along. Everyone is now ready, and they move towards the building where their team was stationed. The team gets down from the truck and enters the building. Inside the truck, the client and the medic watch the cameras closely. Everyone moves forward with their group. They find many dead bodies, some of which show no visible marks. Then the client notices some strange activity and asks them to check an upside-down tub. Two soldiers muster their courage and turn the tub over, only to find a member of their team there. He tells them that everything is wrong. People have already died. He says he saw the unknown entity. The team on the upper floor continues moving forward. The client sees something again on his monitor and alerts a soldier. The soldier is ordered to shoot, but the bullet passes through the entity. The entity strikes him, and he dies instantly. The rest of the team rushes towards him, but a gust of wind hits them all. Kalayanu orders everyone to retreat. Everyone inside fires their weapons, but nothing happens, and one by one, they die. No one understands what is happening. The client begins lowering people from the window using a rope, but the entity follows them and attacks. Only then does the client get a clear shot of the entity descending from the building. It resembles a human body, but the client is shocked by its appearance. The men get into the truck and start driving away. The man who had been underneath the rope is also in the truck. The client tries to interrogate him, but their truck suddenly runs over a landmine and overturns. That man is also killed. The client retrieves his camera from the truck and flees with the others to an unknown location. They are unable to send a signal back to their base. Climb notices blood coming from the medic's head. When the team asks the client about the entity, he says it looked like a human being. Everyone's goggles are damaged, but the client continues observing with his camera. He sees that the entity is moving towards them. Suddenly, something prevents them from moving forward. The client carefully observes that these are pieces of metal, which resemble rocks. This metal pit was deliberately created by someone. When they all enter, they find two children alone inside. Climb asks one of the girls about the metal enclosure, and she says her father made it, meaning her father knew how to deal with it, but he is already dead. After speaking with the general, the team informs him that another team will arrive in a vacant area some distance away, with tanks and helicopters to pick them up. While they are discussing, the client notices a pile of metal lying nearby. He tells the team they can use all this metal as weapons, which will make it easier to reach the extraction point. The entire team gets busy crafting weapons. Meanwhile, the client modifies his camera so that it functions not as a camera, but as a torch, allowing everyone to see the animals. The next morning, they observe from the store that all the animals are moving toward them. They exit the building and run toward the open area from behind. They fire their metal weapons at the animals, but the attacks have no effect, and the animals' speed shocks them. Some team members are injured. They reach the extraction point where their team is ready to pick them up. The client's torch gets damaged, making it impossible to see the animals, but then a tank arrives with the same flashlight mounted on top. When the light is shined toward the building ahead, many creatures are revealed standing there. They attack using the tank, but it has no effect on them. The creatures rush forward and begin killing everyone. Klein is shocked to see one of them destroy the tank as if it were a toy, crushing it completely. The little boy runs into the center and is killed. His sister follows him in an attempt to save him. The situation spirals out of control. Then a helicopter arrives and some children and people start boarding it. They float toward the helicopter, but the strong wind from the rotors prevents them from reaching it safely. The doctor throws pieces of metal at the animals, killing some of them. The team cannot return to their base, as it has already been destroyed. From above, everyone sees that the entire city is in ruins. The Alliance tries to ask the little girl what her father knew about this anomaly. She says her father used to make containers for messers. The containers came from a power plant, which is the source of all these anomalies. Now the general and the doctors arrive with their team. Everyone is busy discussing the anomaly when suddenly Lane interrupts and says, "I have understood what this anomaly is." He explains that until now, they believed this was a spirit, a soul, or some unnatural force. However, that is not true. It is man-made. It can pass through walls and solid objects, but it cannot pass through ceramic plating and metal. If it were natural, everything would have been simple. This clearly proves that it is artificial and created by humans. They call it a condensate. It can move through walls but cannot cross metal. It is extremely cold and can kill a person instantly upon contact. Creating such a condensate requires an enormous amount of power. The medic explains that they have matured their research and can now build weapons capable of killing these condensates. The client asks everyone to gather anything that could help him create such a weapon. Everyone immediately gets involved in the task. The new plan is to go to Mashrob and destroy the power plant core so that all the condensates will be eliminated. The next morning, everyone prepares to leave for Surrey. The team is filled with courage. First, a unit descends from the aircraft and uses a torch to locate the condensates. A condensate appears in front of them. Everyone prepares to fire, unsure whether the weapon will work. They shoot, and the condensate is destroyed. They are relieved and excited. After this, all the teams land safely. The doctors and medics move toward the power plant to destroy it. The remaining soldiers form a defensive line and keep killing the condensates. Outside, a full-scale battle breaks out as soldiers fight and fall. Inside, the client and the medic discover that condensates are being created using human X-rays. The medics realize the true danger. They find hundreds of condensates alive and waiting to be released. Outside, the soldiers continue fighting, but the condensates merge into a massive entity. Inside, the client and the medic realize that shutting down the machine will destroy all the condensates. Cullen climbs onto the machine and disconnects the systems one by one. During the chaos, several glass panels shatter. He attempts to extract a condensate from Jim, but the medic kills it. Outside, everything falls apart as the battle intensifies. Inside, all the glass breaks completely. Finally, the client disconnects the machine entirely. As a result, all the condensates begin to fade away. They slowly vanish into the air like smoke. But the story does not end there. Cullen enters the lab and discovers that all these experiments are linked to real people. They are neither alive nor dead. He realizes that they are suffering. He begins shutting down their machines, believing that this will finally free them. With this, the movie comes to an end, friends. Tell us in the comments how you felt about this movie. For more such movie explanations, do subscribe to our channel.